In a world that has gone absolutely bonkers, we need to find a bit of peace, calmness, and a bit of serenity. And where better to do that than a Japanese garden? And the one I'm in right now is in beautiful Margaret Island in beautiful Budapest. We're going to walk around the garden, talk about the principles of Japanese gardening and how you can apply that at home. I hope you enjoy this one, because I've been looking forward to doing it for a long time. My name is Jim, and you're very welcome to the Contrary Fuchsia. Water, of course, is an essential part of Japanese gardens. Water is central to, really, I suppose, all of us, because without water we don't have life. And again, this is the simplicity of it, but so obvious at the same time. That you must have water. Everything needs water in order to survive. Little terrapins here in the water, you see them. And very few planting goes into the water except for the water lilies, and they're beautiful this time of the year when they're in flower and when they're maintained. If you are lucky enough to have a pond and big enough to have the water plants, then just be careful that you don't put an invasive species anywhere, and don't bring them from the wild into your garden. That's not a clever thing to do. So across the water, of course, water, as well as being the source of all life, it's dangerous. So in order to cross that danger, you need a bridge. I'm just going across. And again, that's part of the symbolism, isn't it? That in order to you need to be able to cross obstacles in life, and the bridge is one such way of doing that. And here we have a little stream which is again signifies the journey we all make through life. We try and do it as best we possibly, as easy as we possibly can. So the stream is a symbol of exactly that. And as I come up to it here, you'll see another bridge, which is probably one that's more in keeping with a Japanese garden. It's made of timber, and it's got that kind of pagoda look and style about it, and it looks and is a lot more interesting than the one we just went over, but the principle is the same. The principle is the very, very same. It's about overcoming obstacles and finding ways around those obstacles. Isn't this just magnificent? The walk around, it's not huge, but it's significant, and you can walk around here all day. And as you walk around, you'll pick up different plants, different species. I see there's a yucca in flower there, and there's all sorts of beautiful, wonderful plants. I'd love to be here in the autumn. There's going to be some spectacular show. That big plant there in front of me, in the background, is actually Ficus carica. That will produce figs. You can grow those at home, actually. You can grow those in our climate at home quite easily. The thing is to restrict the roots, but we'll talk about that another stage. Now, this Japanese garden, you can the pathways in them are here because, well, they really have to have them, because they get numbers of people here, and it's for safety and everything else. But in your own garden, if you were to have a Japanese garden at home, you likely would not have any kind of concrete pathway like this. If you cast your mind back to the introductory part of this video, you may have heard me walking on gravel. That is what you would have in your Japanese garden. The sound of the gravel as you walked around. In parts also, and it doesn't have it in this particular garden, you would have the gravel would be absolutely weed free, and it would be brushed and shaped and combed almost on a day, well, definitely on a daily basis if it was part of a Shinto temple. But you don't have such luxury. But you and you can see, in this garden, it has to have the facilities to cope with people coming through chairs and bins and that kind of thing. But that aside, it does a really good job of coping with the design principles of a Japanese garden. These are probably one of my most favourite features of Japanese gardens. It's the lantern. And a lantern, well, what does a lantern do? Provides light. Now this one is purely for ornamental purposes, but in an actual properly designed or properly functioning Japanese garden at a Shinto temple or somewhere like that would actually have an oil lamp in this. We could probably get away, and I said earlier on not to use anything false in these gardens, not to use anything unnatural, but you could probably get away with making an exception and putting a light into that an artificial light source into it. It would have an oil lamp in it, of course, if it was in a real Japanese garden. But it's not just a beautiful feature, which it is, but a lamp also, what does it do? It gives us light. It shows us the way, doesn't it? And the flame provides us with heat and warmth and an ability to cook food. So this is just more than just a lamp. There's more behind it than just sticking a lamp in at any point in the garden. And it would have been placed quite specifically and quite deliberately so that it gives most light. It may be lighting a pathway, it may be lighting an area, it may be highlighting something, but it will always have a